Hello and blessed Samhain. I'm Brigantia Blackbird of Blackbird's Brew. Happy Sunday, blessed Samhain 2021. The day is finally here. All of our preparation has paid off. I hope your personal celebrations are going very well and that it is truly a meaningful occasion for you. I just want to take a moment and have a nice cup of tea with you and just share some of the reflections I've had about how this season has impacted my life and what I'm looking forward to in the coming year. The biggest thing is that this has been a true season of transformation. I have experienced considerable personal change. I'm doing things on a daily basis that I only thought about doing in years past. Between the daily videos I create, the magical tidbits I share, and in hopes of sparking discussions on our Discord server, Blackbird's Brew, I have quite a full schedule, magically and mundanely, and that doesn't even touch on, my personal daily rituals where I'm touching base with my deities and I'm doing morning ritual to honor the Lord and the Lady. It's got a lot going on. But unlike my previous attempts to have a truly daily practice and to have a group and to make videos and to create other content, in past times when I've tried to do this, it just left me drained and really worn out. But this time, I just find it really, really refreshing. I truly enjoy what I'm doing now, and I'm always brainstorming about ways to make the ideas I talk about more relevant and worthwhile to anyone who's kind enough to tune in. I mean, goodness knows there are endless options of people you might look to for pagan content, witch content. No one is obviously required to take any notice of me, so for those of you who do, I want you to know that I do truly appreciate it. Another thing I've changed is my usage of social media. So, apart from uploading videos and sharing the links on various platforms, I have disengaged entirely from absolutely everything except for the Discord group. I shudder to think of the time that I used to waste with, checking to see if there were notifications, reactions, comments of people who, might hope against hope want to have a conversation about something, or how I would scroll through my timeline to see what things other people had posted. And keep in mind, these were people that I had seldom interacted with, at least not in a meaningful way. And all it did was upset me, especially when I looked at news. In the past couple of years, it's been nothing but news of one kind or another. So I've limited how much news I actually consume. I don't need chapter and verse of absolutely everything that happens because I'm looking at the flow of the tide and making decisions based on that. I view things in terms of principles. I don't need to know the little minutia of whatever outrageous proposals coming my way because I'm looking at the base question. Does this lead to more control over people or does this lead to freedom? And if it leads to more control, I don't care about the details. It's wrong. I want it done away with. And I have taken a completely hard line against it. There's not an argument that someone can make to me that's going to persuade me that we need to control people more instead of controlling them less. So that's one reason why I've gone this route. And so I just listen to one podcast in the morning and then, before I start my day and do my stuff, and then I listen to one podcast in the afternoon after I'm done recording videos or doing other things for the day. The rest of my time is mine, and I'm using it more productively. And in the evenings, I'm either hanging out with my fellow Brewsters on Discord or I'm spending time with my husband. So, all in all, I feel more balanced and I'm in a better place to decide what to do about what's going on in the world instead of fretting myself into an ulcer over it. Yeah, food for thought right there. Now, the second thing that Samhain has brought me this year is accepting a new phase of life. Last August, I turned 40, and that seemed all rather bleak at the time. Well, it might seem silly to some because I know there's plenty of people who are, age is just a number. No, it isn't. It represents something. It means something. And so since my birthday, I've been coming to grips with being in the autumn of my life. I'm finally in a psychological place where I can see the benefits of my current life stage. It isn't a tragedy to no longer be young. I feel released from the worries that I had when I was younger. Why doesn't anyone talk about that? Maybe it wouldn't be such a fearful thing to be approached with such trepidation, entering middle age and then entering old age, if we just talked about of like, there are certain things that, just don't matter to me anymore, or, I don't have to put up with or deal with anymore. And it's pretty great. My change attitude's much more so than, repeating the endless and pointless bromide of, oh, it's just a number. Whatever. So another new phase of my life is that Loki came into my life like a wrecking ball, but he promises he'll make the process fun and that I'll come to enjoy it. But even though he and I are working on some pretty serious issues, he's also encouraging me to laugh more, to take delight in simple pleasures, and to let my mischievous impulses out more often. And I am enjoying it, and it is fun, and I do feel a little bit more like me and a little less like the version of me that all the stresses of the world were kind of pushing me into this really rigid mold. And so I'm breaking free of that, and it feels fantastic. Another new phase is that two of my sister witches and I are embarking on a journey that involves a very serious study and working with chakras, releasing our burdens, and also we'll be doing some pretty intensive shadow work in the coming months. I have a really good feeling about this. I think it'll bring us closer together, help each of us feel more whole, and that it'll make us ready to face whatever the world is going to dish out. So that's exciting. Now, the third aspect of Samhain for this year is about legacy creation. Now, I am a childless person, not particularly by choice, but it is what it is at this stage. That's one of the things I came to grips with. But because I don't have any children to carry on the family, I contemplate about the need to leave behind a legacy of some kind. I want my time in this incarnation to be meaningful. So that's actually one of the reasons why I created Blackbird's Brew on Discord. One, so that two of my closest friends, with whom I'm also doing the shadow work, and so we could have an oasis that was peaceful and where we could enjoy each other's company, as well as a place where we could welcome in others who are looking to interact with other pagans and witches and form friendships and have a real community instead of being just another place on the internet where people share nothing deeper than memes. So through whatever means, we do need spiritual community. And if you're watching this, maybe Blackbird's Brew could be that place for you. And if not, then I would encourage you to continue seeking out a community or to create one of your own. It's hard work, I'm not going to lie, but if you can just have something that's real, something that's solid, you'd be amazed what difference it makes. Then, and also in the vein of legacy creation, is the Wicca 101 class, to be followed by Wicca 202 in September of 2022 and Wicca 303 in September 2023. This is also very much about creating a legacy. The reality is that fewer and fewer people are reading books. It's not a state of affairs that I agree with or approve of, and I don't think anything can replace the discipline of reading. But perhaps by creating free video classes, it will enable people who are interested in paganism and witchcraft to decide if Wicca is the tradition for them, and that for those who do, and they decide they want to pursue Wicca further, they might feel moved to invest in building up their own magical library and going through that discipline and really training themselves. And then that might make them feel moved to put what they've been taught into practice. It is all about practice. We live in such a passive society, and it's past time to divorce ourselves from thinking that, oh, you're just going to slide through life, slide through spirituality, and that should be meaningful somehow. I mean, people are just so hungry for meaningful and things that are real and things that are valuable and for wisdom, and they can't seem to connect that they're feeling the lack of that, and their more passive approach towards life are not disconnected. In fact, having that lack of meaning is a direct consequence of that passivity. So maybe there'll be things that'll start having people realize that they need to be doers. They need to invest of themselves, and that's the only way to get anything out of anything, whether we're talking about spirituality or a profession, a relationship, or a family. Bottom line, I want Wicca to survive through the generations, and hopefully the work that I'm doing helps build the case for that. I want paganism in general to survive. So no matter what branch of paganism someone may be called to, it's up to all practitioners in that, general group to do their part to pass things on. The videos on this channel, especially the Wicca classes, are born of a desire that I do my part. Now, my third third issue dealing with legacy and also having to do with what I'll be doing in this coming year is tidying up my Book of Shadows. I am sorry to report that once again the contents of my Book of Shadows has gotten scattered through several journals and notebooks, my tablet, and various stray papers that I have in my general vicinity. Obviously, this is not a workable system. But from time to time, a massive reorganization is called for. Most anyone who's been at this for more than a few years can probably identify with what I'm dealing with. So my task and the challenge I have set myself is to get my primary Book of Shadows reorganized into one binder with tabs and labels by Amalk. So from Samhain to Amalk, this is one of my big side projects I'm going to be doing. So wish me luck. But whatever this Sabbat means to you, especially what it means to you this year, I wish you a very blessed Samhain, a very happy Halloween, and I hope this day is everything that you hoped it would be. So if you haven't already, please join us on Discord at Blackbird's Brew. There will be a link to join in the description box below. And also please subscribe to this channel, like this video, and leave a comment. But till next time, bye-bye.